Okay, let's talk about some brushstrokes. I'm going to focus first on participle and absolute. Participle and absolute go together kind of like close cousins because they have quite a few similarities. So I teach them together because if you focus on the differences, you won't confuse the two. So let's talk about participles. A participle is basically a verb that looks like a verb but acts like an adjective. What does function in the sentence? Well, let's take a look at this sentence. The diamond-scaled snakes attack their prey. Well, this sentence is okay, but it doesn't convey the absolute movement, the constant movement that you would normally see in a snake. However, if we change this and we add, if you notice in the red here, hissing, slithering, and coiling, the diamond-scaled snakes attacked their prey, you'll notice that there's this constant feel, or this feel of a constant movement. Hissing, slithering, and coiling are your participles. Notice they end in ing, and again, they look like verbs, but they're actually acting like adjectives. In fact, if you look at them, basically, these three are modifying snakes. And remember, a word that modifies a noun has to be an adjective. And so that's what this is. Also notice your commas here. I'm going to change colors here. Your commas here and here, and I think there should be also a comma here, indicate that these are separate, or they are modifying something a little bit farther down in the sentence. Another thing you need to think about is, where does a verb normally fall in the sentence? Well, the verb normally falls right after your subject. Okay, so the subject of the sentence is snakes. Now, some of you are thinking, well, how do I figure out what the subject is? Well, you figure that out by thinking about who or what did the action in the sentence. So in this case, it's the snakes. Who or what attacked their prey? The snakes. Or the other way around, you could figure out the verb, which is attacked, by asking yourself, what did the snakes do? Well, they attacked their prey. But then that leaves these other words here, the hissing and the slithering and the coiling. Well, in reality, what those words are doing are describing the snakes. What kind of snakes? Well, the ones that are hissing, slithering, and coiling. And the cool thing about this, again, is you are adding more action, or a feel of action, really, to the sentence without making it a run-on sentence. And again, you're improving the sentence and you're making it more descriptive. So let's look at this one. The rhino looked for freedom. Take a moment. Think about, how would you improve this one? In fact, you might want to pause the video at this moment. Write down your own answer. The rhino looked for freedom. How can we improve this, adding a participle? And notice when I said that, I actually used a participle. Improve the sentence, adding a participle. Adding a participle is a participle. Or I could have said it this way. Using a participle, improve the following sentence. The rhino looked for freedom. Using a participle is a participle. So, pause the video for a second, write down your answer. Okay, so let's look at the next answer. How are we going to make it better? Well, the rhino looked for freedom. Again, okay, but let's make it better. Stomping, snorting, the rhino looked for freedom. Can you identify the participles there? Why, yes. the answer is stomping, snorting, and those are your participles. You'll notice that, and I just pulled up the next one, stomping, snorting are definitely modifying rhino. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's look at another example. The rhino's search for freedom. Now notice I changed my verb. Why would I do that? I did that because, well, looked is okay. Searched is better. So I'm going for the better verb. So the rhino's search for freedom. Notice my comma here. And then charging and grunting. Obviously, these are participles. And they're describing what? No, not freedom. Yes, rhino. So, charging and grunting are describing the rhino. So, again, you can take your participle and you can put it at the beginning, as it is right here. Or you can put it at the end of the sentence. But of course, the comma is the key, and that's gonna give you a little bit of an evidence that it's there. Be aware that you can also use ed to create participles. Those are called past participles. For example, if you said something like lost, or and obviously that's a irregular verb. Let's think of one. Disgusted. The rhino searched for freedom, or disgusted with captivity. The rhino searched for freedom, and disgusted is your past participle, obviously modifying rhino. Okay, so we're going to stop the video, and next one is absolutes, which is quite closely related to participles. I am recording videos so that the people that don't know or miss the lessons or just need a refresher